I'm with the CEO of Pink13, Fatima Cabral Ratcliffe. Very nice to be here, Fatima.
Great to have you here.
Thank you. And another great show.
Yes, we are very, very pleased with this year's show. Very pleased on many fronts. Firstly, I've noticed that more of our attendees are going to sessions that are not just about how to manage processes, but they're going to the sessions about leading change and understanding how to manage their people through the education process. And they're going to sessions about organizational culture, such as the one delivered by Dr. Barclay Rae. So we've had these sessions on our program for a few years, but this year what I'm pleased to see is that more attendees are going to these sessions. So what this means for me is that next year we'll be putting more of these sessions into our program.
Okay, that's interesting because one thing I was going to ask was about how you obviously choose the content and the topics and what you lead on and what you hold back on.
Yes.
And there's a vast amount of content that is produced.
Yes.
What goes into that from you? I mean, what's the mix that you dip into?
There's a lot of work that goes into developing a conference program, and what we pride ourselves on is that we don't just shout from the rooftops who wants to speak. We take a lot of care on choosing our speakers and our subjects, and we look to see what is relevant and meaningful. We have discussions with our consultants who are out in front of customers all the time, and we look to see what sessions and subjects fared well during the current year. We look through all the evaluation forms that we get back, and we read every single comment, and so there is a lot that goes into the program development.
Okay, and following on from that, the main message that you delivered at the start,
yes,
about education and knowledge isn't just enough. It's
yes,
about doing and inspiring and.
Oh yes, we feel very strongly about that now more than ever. Is on the one hand, I'm so pleased, we're so pleased to see so many IT professionals going through certification programs, and not just ITIL anymore. Many years ago we started to send the message out, hey, it's not just about ITIL. Learn about COVID, Six Sigma, Lean IT, and many others. And our customers and others responded. But one of the main messages we're conveying this time is certification education, while good, is not enough. So what IT organizations have to learn to do, and managers have to learn to do, is turn that knowledge into skills, and then turn skills into results. And so that is easier for some than others, but those who do it well, what they do is they manage knowledge into changed behavior, and then they manage the changed behavior performance to generate business value, to generate results, including new cultures, the desired cultures they're trying to achieve.
And particularly, I suppose, for practitioners who may have made those changes themselves, but maybe are still not getting the message through to their senior management. I mean, do you have any guidance or thoughts or areas that they should focus on that you picked up on that?
Just, you mean in terms of just what they can do personally on their own, as opposed to through their organizations, or with their organizations?
Both, I think. Both. Because if they are trying to get a message across but not getting, coming up against the brick wall, I suppose.
Well, my first piece of advice is don't give up. And if you don't know how to do it, get help from your colleagues. Many voices are stronger than just one. Personally, you can take steps to enhance your own career by, just by being bold and being very proactive. And I see many IT managers who do that. Do you know that there are actually IT managers here who pay their way here personally?
It's quite inspiring.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So looking forward to next year, and you explained the process of how you're going to, gather the message. I mean, what do you think, just from the headlines that you might have heard? I mean, what's your thoughts about next year?
You mean in terms of content?
Yeah, and will it be the same kind of scale? I mean, are you continuing to grow it, or?
Yes, absolutely. We expect more attendees, and we expect that we will have, the same great combination of practitioners, industry luminaries, university professors, CIOs, as well as hopefully even more advanced case studies. Our biggest challenge is finding advanced case studies. There are some around, but not many around. We keep going to the same organizations, and I'm really hoping we can find a few new organizations that are really in an advanced stage.
Okay, that's great. Just finally then, what's been the most inspiring thing that you've picked up over the last few days?
Oh, well, you'd have to run the video for a long time, but I spent 2 hours with Dr. Tyson that I will never forget. You know, at the beginning of the conference, he said that the number of scientists who do what he does are very few, and remember he said the ratio was 1 in a million. And so if we had an opportunity to be with someone like him, we should. Well, I took full advantage of it, and I can't tell you how inspired I was by him. He allowed me to ask him any question under the sun, and I did. I was very inspired by Captain Sully, and one of the most powerful statements he made is, "We earn respect one person at a time." And he also said, how will you be judged in your 208 seconds? That was very powerful. And I was really inspired by what I was reading on Twitter. And there were a lot of comments about the sessions I referred to before, the sessions about how to add business value, how to manage training, how to create the culture that's really needed to accept change. So those are just a few examples. I don't want to ramble on.
Okay, well that's great. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll be able to see you next year.
Yeah, see you at Pink 14.
Okay, thanks very much, Fatima.
Thank you.